The human shuttle dropped into the dense clouds above the alien world, shaking under the turbulence of the thick atmosphere. Captain Jason Pierce gripped the controls, his eyes scanning the glowing instruments as lightning crackled outside the cockpit. He had been sent on a rescue mission, one that many on Earth had thought impossible. A small group of human explorers trapped after their expedition went wrong in this uncharted sector of the galaxy. Below, the planet's surface was alive with movement. Forests of crystalline trees glimmered in the faint light of a distant sun, and rivers of liquid silver flowed through valleys like veins of energy. But Jason knew better than to be distracted by the beauty. Reports had warned that the planet's native species could be dangerous, unpredictable, and territorial. He landed the shuttle in a clearing near the last transmission signal. The moment the engines stopped, silence fell. A heavy, almost suffocating quiet that pressed against him from all directions. Jason stepped out cautiously, rifle in hand, scanning the glittering trees. Then he saw her. She crouched behind a boulder, her large, reflective eyes wide and watchful. Her skin shimmered faintly like moonlight on water, and long tendrils of silver hair framed her delicate face. She looked smaller than any human he had seen, but there was a quiet strength in her posture. The alien girl's gaze met his, and for a moment, neither moved. Jason could sense her fear but also curiosity. He lowered his rifle slowly, letting her see he meant no harm. "I'm not going to hurt you," he said gently, his voice carrying across the clearing. She blinked, uncertain, but did not flee. Jason took another step forward. "I'm here to help. You're not alone." Her eyes flicked toward the forest behind him, then back to him. He understood immediately. She had been hiding, maybe for hours, maybe longer. And though she was clearly wary of humans, she wasn't running. That small sign of trust was enough to give Jason hope. "I need to get you to safety," he said, keeping his voice calm. "There are others who need help too. Can you come with me?" The alien girl tilted her head. She opened her mouth as if to speak, but no sound came. Then slowly she stepped forward, each movement cautious. Jason waited, giving her all the space she needed. "Good," he said softly. "You're safe with me." They walked together through the forest. Jason noticed the alien girl moving with an unusual grace, almost floating above the crystalline ground. She glanced around constantly, wary of the planet's predators. Jason didn't try to force conversation. He knew that trust took time, and in situations like this, patience could save lives. After some time, they reached a wide river of silver liquid, its surface shimmering with strange, colorful reflections. Jason looked around, trying to find a crossing. The alien girl stepped closer to the edge, her eyes scanning the water carefully. She reached out a hand toward him, not in command but in suggestion, and Jason realized she wanted him to lead the way. He took a deep breath and carefully tested the riverbank. The surface of the silver water rippled strangely under his weight. "Follow me slowly," he instructed, stepping onto a solid-looking path of stones just below the surface. The alien girl mimicked him perfectly, placing her feet delicately, trusting his lead. Halfway across, Jason's heart skipped a beat when a ripple surged near his leg. He froze, waiting, but the water calmed. The alien girl's eyes widened in alarm, and he quickly extended a hand to steady her. Her fingers brushed his, and she flinched at first, then held on tightly. "You're okay," Jason said quietly. "I've got you." Her eyes softened slightly, the first hint of relief in hours. She trusted him enough to hold his hand, and that was a victory. Once they reached the other side, the alien girl paused. She looked up at Jason and finally spoke, her voice soft and musical. "Thank you," she said, the words broken but clear. Jason nodded. "You're welcome. We need to keep moving before night falls." As they continued through the forest, Jason noticed signs of other life. Strange creatures moving in the distance, some curious, some clearly predators. He kept himself between the alien girl and any potential danger, his training taking over. She followed without complaint, her confidence in him growing with each step. Eventually, they came to a clearing where a small settlement of alien structures stood. The buildings were shaped like towering crystals. Glowing faintly from within, Jason could see figures moving in the light, alien beings who paused to stare at them. The alien girl's body tensed, and Jason instinctively placed himself slightly in front of her. "It's okay," he whispered. "I'll handle this." He raised his hand slightly, a universal gesture of peace. The alien beings relaxed, and one of them approached, speaking in their musical language. The alien girl responded quickly, her words flowing like water. Jason couldn't understand them, but the conversation seemed urgent. Finally, the girl turned back to him. They will help. But you must stay close. Jason nodded, grateful for the reassurance. He stayed at her side as they followed the alien beings into the crystalline settlement. Inside, the light was softer, bathing everything in a gentle glow. Other alien children and adults looked at them with curiosity, but there was no hostility. The alien girl led Jason to a small room where a few supplies and simple beds were arranged. She gestured for him to sit, then moved to a corner, still cautious but no longer hiding. Jason watched her, impressed by her intelligence and alertness. Despite her fear, she had navigated a dangerous planet alone until he arrived. "You're brave," he said finally. "Not many could survive out there by themselves." She shook her head slightly. I was careful, but humans are different. I did not know if I could trust you." Jason smiled gently. "I know, and it's okay. Trust isn't given easily. It's earned." For the first time, the alien girl allowed herself a small smile. Jason could see the tension leaving her shoulders, replaced by curiosity. She looked at him differently now, not just as a human, but as someone who had proven himself capable, someone who might become an ally. Hours passed, and the two of them talked as best as they could. Jason learned fragments of her language, and she learned some human words. They shared stories of their worlds, of dangers faced and victories won. The alien girl's fear of humans slowly transformed into cautious respect. Finally, night fell. The crystalline settlement glowed softly under the twin moons, casting long shadows. Jason realized that the alien girl had not only survived the day but had begun to trust him in a way that might save them both in the days ahead. "You should rest," Jason said. "Tomorrow will be another long day. There's more of your people to find and more danger out there." She nodded, her eyes heavy but alert. "I said I will stay near you. I trust you." Jason felt a swell of pride and relief. That simple statement meant more than he could say. In a world filled with unknown threats, in a place where humans were often seen as weak, he had earned the trust of an alien being, and he knew that with that trust, anything was possible. As he settled onto a simple bed, Jason glanced at the alien girl, who sat quietly nearby, watching the settlement's soft glow. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but tonight, they had made a connection that crossed species, worlds, and fears, and in the quiet of the alien night, he realized something important. Sometimes courage wasn't just about fighting. Sometimes it was about earning trust, showing kindness, and proving that humans could be more than what others expected. And for the first time, the alien girl saw that human bravery was different, strange, unpredictable, and remarkable. Dawn arrived slowly on the alien world, painting the sky in shades of purple and gold. Jason awoke to the soft hum of the crystalline settlement. The alien girl was already awake, sitting near the window-like opening of their small room, her reflective eyes scanning the horizon. "Morning," Jason said quietly, stretching. "Sleep well?" She nodded, her silver hair catching the light. I watched the sky. It is beautiful." Jason smiled. "It is. But we have work to do. Your people, your friends and family are still out there. We need to find them before nightfall." The alien girl rose and followed him outside. The settlement was alive with movement. Adults and older children walked along the glowing pathways, and creatures with delicate wings hovered nearby, some carrying small packages. The alien girl gestured toward a group of her people, who had gathered near a large crystalline arch. Jason understood immediately. This was their council, the leaders of the settlement. One of the elders, a tall figure with skin like polished silver, stepped forward and spoke in their musical language. The alien girl translated for Jason, her voice calm and steady. "They say the northern cliffs are dangerous," she explained. "But your people's last signal came from that direction." Jason nodded. "Then that's where we go. We need to move carefully." The alien girl led the way through the forest, moving with remarkable grace. Jason followed, watching her closely. Every so often she would pause, scanning the shadows, listening for movement. He realized that while she was small, her senses were far sharper than his. She noticed things he would have missed: the slight rustle of leaves, a flash of color in the distance, the way the silver rivers shifted with unseen currents. Hours passed as they journeyed toward the northern cliffs. The terrain became rougher, jagged crystalline rocks jutting out from the ground, and strange plant life twisting around the cliffs like silver vines. Jason kept his rifle ready, scanning for predators or any other threats. The alien girl moved ahead confident, but he could see her muscles tense with every step. Suddenly, a low growl echoed from the shadows. Jason froze. The alien girl stopped as well, her eyes narrowing. From behind a cluster of twisted crystal trees, a large creature emerged. Its body was covered in shimmering scales, and multiple glowing eyes tracked their movements. It was clearly a predator, curious and territorial. "Stay behind me," Jason whispered. The alien girl hesitated for only a moment before stepping closer to him. Jason could feel her presence beside him, steady and cautious. The creature let out a low rumble, then advanced, testing them. Jason raised his rifle, but he didn't fire. He remembered his training. Sometimes a predator could be avoided with calm movements rather than violence. He slowly reached into his pack and pulled out a reflective panel, a small device designed to create confusing light patterns. He held it high, letting the reflections scatter across the ground and trees. The creature paused, its multiple eyes flashing in confusion. Jason took a step forward, then another, guiding the alien girl behind him. Together they moved slowly, carefully, until the creature lost interest and slinked back into the shadows. "Good thinking," the alien girl said softly, her voice tinged with admiration. You do not always fight." Jason nodded. "Sometimes thinking is stronger than strength." The rest of the morning passed without incident. They climbed the cliffs carefully, using handholds and footholds in the jagged crystal rock. Jason could see the strain on the alien girl, but she never complained. She kept him informed of safe paths, warning him of unstable rocks or hidden crevices. At the top of the cliff, they finally saw the source of the last human signal. A small group of explorers was trapped on a narrow plateau, surrounded by deep chasms. Their shuttle had crashed badly, and the signal they sent had been weak and intermittent. The humans looked exhausted, but their faces lit up when they saw Jason. "Jason!" one of them called. "We didn't think anyone would find us." Jason smiled and gestured toward the alien girl. "You're safe now. This is my friend. She knows this world far better than any of us." The humans blinked at her in surprise. She gave a small nod, her eyes shining with calm confidence. Jason realized that the alien girl had become their guide, their protector, even in this dangerous moment. "Stay close," Jason instructed. "We need to get everyone down the cliff safely." The alien girl took the lead, pointing out secure paths and warning of unstable rocks. Jason helped the humans as best as he could, using ropes and makeshift harnesses. The rescue took hours, each step tense and careful. Every movement counted because a single mistake could send someone tumbling down the cliffs. At one point, a rock shifted beneath Jason's foot. He stumbled, catching himself just in time. The alien girl reacted instantly, extending a hand and steadying him. "Be careful," she whispered, her eyes wide. "The cliff, it is unforgiving." "I know," Jason replied, gripping her hand briefly before letting go. "But we'll make it." Finally, all the humans were safely on solid ground at the base of the cliff. Relief washed over them like a warm wave. They hugged each other, laughing nervously, grateful for survival. Jason watched as the alien girl stood slightly apart, observing quietly, yet clearly proud of what they had accomplished. One of the human explorers approached Jason. "I don't know how to thank you," he said. "We thought we were done for." Jason shook his head. "We all survived because we worked together. I couldn't have done it alone, and neither could she." He gestured toward the alien girl, who gave a small nod. Later, around a campfire, Jason and the alien girl sat quietly. The humans slept nearby, exhausted from the day's ordeal. The alien girl looked into the fire, her eyes reflecting the flickering light. "You are different from the humans we feared," she said softly. "You are brave and careful and kind." Jason smiled. "And you are strong. You survived this world alone, guided me and saved your people. That's more than most could do." She looked at him, a small smile on her face. I was afraid of humans. I did not know what to expect. But now, I see, there is hope. Jason nodded. Hope is worth holding on to. And trust is earned. The night passed quietly, the alien girl staying near him, no longer hiding. Jason realized that their bond had grown stronger through the day's challenges. Trust had been tested, courage had been proven, and a partnership had formed that crossed worlds and species. By morning, the humans were awake and ready to continue their mission back to their shuttle. Jason prepared supplies, and the alien girl helped him guide them safely through the alien terrain. Every step of the way, her sharp senses alerted them to dangers, hidden crevices, predatory creatures, and unstable ground. As they neared the shuttle, Jason looked at the alien girl with gratitude. "You've been amazing," he said. "I don't know what I would have done without you." She tilted her head, her eyes bright. You did not doubt me. That gave me strength." Jason smiled. "And you gave me courage. Together, we can face anything." The humans loaded their supplies and prepared the shuttle for takeoff. The alien girl stayed near Jason until the last moment, watching carefully as he took the pilot's seat. "Will you come with us?" Jason asked quietly. She shook her head. "I must stay. My people need me here. But I will not forget you." Jason nodded, understanding. Their worlds were different, but the bond they had formed would last, no matter the distance. As the shuttle lifted into the sky, leaving the alien world behind, Jason looked down at the glowing crystal forests. He felt a sense of pride and hope. Humans were capable of more than strength alone. They could inspire trust, form alliances, and survive where others thought impossible. And somewhere below, the alien girl watched, knowing that this human had changed her understanding of courage forever. The shuttle disappeared into the sky, leaving the alien world bathed in soft sunlight. Jason watched from the cockpit as the crystalline forest shimmered in the distance, reflecting the light of the twin moons still fading from the horizon. Despite leaving the alien girl behind, he felt a sense of hope and determination. Their bond, forged through courage and trust, was a reminder of what humans could achieve. Back on the surface, the alien girl returned to her people, who had begun rebuilding the areas damaged by natural storms and the initial landing of the human expedition. She moved with confidence now, no longer fearful of the unknown. Her eyes, once wide with caution, held a quiet strength. She shared the story of the human who had come to help, and her people listened in awe. They had been wary of humans before, but hearing her words sparked curiosity and respect. Meanwhile, Jason's shuttle journeyed through the alien atmosphere, carefully navigating turbulent currents. Inside, the rescued humans sat quietly, still processing their ordeal. Jason didn't need words. He knew the relief and gratitude they felt. Each person had survived because of teamwork, bravery, and quick thinking. Days later, Jason returned to Earth to report on the mission. In the debriefing room, scientists and officials listened intently as he described the alien world, its landscapes, and its inhabitants. He emphasized the alien girl's role in guiding and protecting both him and the trapped humans. "They are more intelligent than we imagined," Jason said. "They are capable of reasoning, strategy, and compassion. And we learned something important. Trust can bridge worlds." The officials exchanged glances, some skeptical, but Jason didn't need their approval. He had seen it firsthand. Weeks passed, and Jason received messages from the alien girl's settlement. They were not words in a language he could fully understand, but the meaning was clear: friendship, gratitude, and an invitation. He prepared for another journey, this time to return not as a rescuer but as a friend and ally. Upon arrival, Jason was greeted with the soft glow of the settlement. The alien girl waited near the crystalline arch, her eyes bright and alert. She did not run, she did not hide. She approached him with calm confidence. "You came back," she said, her musical voice filled with a mixture of curiosity and joy. "I promised I would," Jason replied, "and I want to learn more about your people, your world, and your ways." Together, they explored the settlement. Jason observed the alien architecture, the way the crystalline structures absorbed light and energy, and the intricate patterns of their technology. The alien girl explained their uses through gestures and simple words, and Jason marveled at the ingenuity of her species. He also learned about their history. Their world had faced numerous challenges, natural disasters, internal conflicts, and the harshness of the environment. But they had survived. They were resilient, adaptable, and intelligent. And through it all, they valued cooperation and understanding above all. Jason realized that humans could learn from them, just as they had learned from him. He began sharing some of his knowledge, simple tools and techniques that could help with construction, exploration, and safety. The alien girl listened closely, absorbing every detail and translating it to her people. One day, as they stood near a river of silver liquid, Jason noticed that the alien girl seemed thoughtful, almost hesitant. "What is it?" he asked. I want to show you something," she said. She led him to a secluded valley, where the silver river split into smaller streams that glowed under the light. At the center was a natural formation of crystals shaped like a small tower. The alien girl gestured for Jason to look closer. Inside the crystalline tower were carvings, stories of her people's past, their struggles, and their triumphs. Some were recent, others ancient, and among them was a depiction of a human-like figure helping an alien being, guiding them through danger and showing compassion. Jason studied the carvings carefully. "This is us?" he asked, surprised. She nodded. "We remember you. We remember your courage." Jason felt a deep sense of honor. Humans were often seen as unpredictable, fragile, or even dangerous by other species, but here he was, immortalized in the history of an alien world, not as a conqueror, but as a friend, a protector, and a symbol of trust and bravery. Over the following weeks, Jason and the alien girl worked together on several projects, exploring new areas, helping to reinforce settlements, and even establishing communication networks that would make future rescues or collaborations easier. The humans he had rescued joined remotely, sending instructions and tools from their shuttle, creating a bridge between worlds. During these days, Jason observed something remarkable. The alien girl, who had once been fearful and uncertain around humans, had transformed. She laughed freely, offered advice confidently, and shared her insights without hesitation. And yet she remained cautious, intelligent, and aware of her surroundings. Jason admired her balance of curiosity, bravery, and wisdom. One afternoon, while exploring a canyon filled with glowing flora, they encountered a challenge, a sudden landslide, triggered by the planet's shifting crystals. Rocks and debris tumbled dangerously close, and the humans in the shuttle's remote control systems could not react quickly enough. Jason acted instantly. He grabbed the alien girl's hand and pulled her to safety behind a large crystal outcropping. Using a combination of tools and quick thinking, he managed to stabilize the area temporarily, giving them time to move the remaining materials safely. The alien girl watched him in awe. You do not panic," she said softly. "Even when danger comes suddenly." Jason shook his head. "Panicking doesn't help. Thinking clearly does. And sometimes courage is helping others before you think of yourself." Her eyes reflected admiration. She had learned from him just as he had learned from her. Together, they were a team, blending human adaptability and alien intelligence into something stronger than either alone. As the mission progressed, Jason realized that the alien world was no longer a place of danger and fear. It had become a place of possibility. Humans and aliens could cooperate, share knowledge, and even inspire each other to greater heights. And in this, he found a sense of fulfillment he had never known on Earth. On their final evening together, Jason and the alien girl stood at the edge of a cliff, overlooking the settlement. The twin moons had risen, casting a soft silver glow over the crystalline structures and rivers below. "You have changed our world," the alien girl said quietly. "Not just me, but everyone. You showed us. Humans can be trusted, humans can be brave, humans can care." Jason smiled. "And you've shown me that courage and wisdom can come in many forms. That strength isn't just physical. It's trust, understanding, and willingness to help others." The alien girl nodded, her reflective eyes shining. "We will remember you, always." Jason looked down at the settlement, at the people he had helped, at the glowing forests and rivers, and felt a deep pride. Humans had come to an alien world, faced the unknown, and forged bonds that crossed species and worlds. As he prepared to leave, the alien girl handed him a small crystal, glowing faintly from within. It was a token of their friendship, a symbol of the trust and courage they had shared. Jason took it, feeling its warmth. "I will carry this with me," he said, "and I will never forget this world. Or you." With a final wave, he boarded his shuttle. The engines roared to life, lifting him into the sky. Below, the alien girl watched, standing tall and proud, knowing that humans could be more than outsiders. They could be allies, friends, and heroes. As the shuttle disappeared into the cosmos, Jason reflected on their journey. Every challenge had been met with courage, every fear overcome with trust, and every bond strengthened by understanding. This was humanity at its finest, not just surviving, but inspiring, protecting, and building connections across the stars. And somewhere on the alien world, the girl who had once feared humans now smiled, knowing that the future held promise, partnership, and hope. Together they had proven that courage, compassion, and trust could bridge any distance, cross any species, and illuminate even the darkest corners of the universe.